Hi, everybody. Jake and Gino here, coming at you with another Financial Freedom Friday. G Papa, how we doing?
We're doing great, Mr. Stenziano. How you doing?
Doing really well. Last time we spoke about the three types of income. This week we're going to talk about the four types of expenses. I don't like that. I want the income higher than the expenses. Something's off here. That's not working. That's not cash flow, baby.
In the words of the infamous Jake Stenziano,
Ooh.
SAT. What does that stand for, Jake?
Starbucks, Amazon, and Target, baby. Ugh.
It's not the scholastic aptitude test. We're getting rid of that bad boy, right? It's Starbucks, Amazon, Target. The top three charges that Mrs. Stenziano and Mrs. Barbaro love. Every time we go to Target, bro, it's like, dude, what the heck? We call that the fourth one. I don't want to jump ahead, but that's discretionary expense. You go there to Target to spend $100. All of a sudden, the G Daddy walks out $450 later. What did I buy? I don't know what I bought. It's amazing, and it drives me insane, though, bro.
Gino, literally, we went to Target this weekend, and the kids love because they take their allowance and they go and buy like Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars or whatever, right? We fill up the cart. I don't know what's going on because I'm basically hanging out with the kids. My wife's off in La La Land. I look at the cart and I said, "What is all this for?" And she's like, "Well, it doesn't really say anything." I go, and I can usually peg it. And I was like, "This is at least $300." To your point, it was $450. They are amazing they're amazing upsellers without actually upselling. Like, I don't know what happens. You go in there and you just walk out with junk. But anyways.
That's right.
Fortunately, we're in a position these days where if that's our biggest problem, we're in good shape.
Well, that's what it is, because you know why, everybody? We've worked on the income aspect of it. Let's work on the income aspect. This week, let's talk about the expenses. It's all about taking control of those expenses. We've talked about budgeting, and we've talked, it's so important to see where your money's flowing. This is what becoming financially free means. It's not living below your means. It's living and where your means are going. When you can control your means, it's fine. I want my wife to go out to Starbucks, have a great time. I want them to spend money in Amazon, but I just want to know where it's going, where I can allocate it. The first one is variable. They vary from month to month. Groceries, gas, clothing. That's what it is. Think about a variable expense. And some months it's a lot higher. Like I know around the Barbaro household, right after Thanksgiving up to Christmas, boy, that variable bill, bro, holy, those bills are coming. But you know what?
Budget for that.
It's right. Throughout the year, I have that little envelope system where I'm putting in money every month. So I know that expense is going to be a lot higher at the end of the year. So don't go crazy about it. Just understand that a variable expense is going to fluctuate from month to month. Right, Jake?
I think it's a seasonality thing. So if you're really tight with your personal finance, budget in for that time of year. Look, Easter's right around the corner here, and there's going to be some expenditure there. Great. Just make sure you're accounting for it.
Next one, fixed. Now, this is something you can budget for. What is your mortgage payment every month? What is your rent payment every month? What is your cable bill every month? Do you have Disney Plus now? Went up to $9, bro. 100 million people have Disney Plus. That's $900 million a month that they are making on their streaming services. Who needs a park? $11 billion a year in revenue. That's a fixed expense. That's going out of my pocket and going into theirs. My kids like it. Think it's an expense. We have the Netflix. We got rid of Netflix. You have Hulu. All of these expenses, they're fixed. Make sure that you have all of these subscriptions. When we have our business, Jake and I, at the Jake and Gino, we have, I don't know, maybe 30. They're necessary, right? Whether it's a GoToWebinar, whether it's a Zoom, whether it is Adobe, whether it is a CRM product, whether it is a learning management.
On and on.
But know what they are. Those are fixed every month. What Jake and I do is we create a baseline of expenses we need every month, and those are recurring, so we know that we can budget for those. So look at your fixed expenses. Whatever you don't need, axe, and whatever you need, make it a priority.
Gino, such a great example with the Disney Plus, because it's $10 or whatever you said the price was, but you get that scale and that huge sea of customers living in that blue ocean. It's exactly the same thing. I know we're talking about expenses, but just get your mind wrapped around this for a second. Multifamily is beautiful because we shoot for $150 profit per unit. That's $150 profit per apartment home per month. 2 apartment homes, you're saying $300 a month. That's not that big of a deal. You start to get to 500 apartments, 1,000 apartments, 2,000 apartments. that's where the scale comes in, and that's where the true wealth is really built. So never lose sight of that. You really want to be looking at that cash and that profit per unit every month.
And it's funny you say that. It's $9.02 for Disney. Now, why do I know that? Because I'm an expense hawk. Whether I'm making $1 million a year or $10,000 a year, it doesn't matter how much you're making. It's all about the rich mindset. You can have a poor mindset where, hey, it's only $9.02. Or you can have the Jake and Gino mindset where, hey, it's $9.02. Can we put it there, or can we allocate it somewhere else where it's going to work for us more efficiently and where we see more value? Is Disney valued at $9? If it is, then I'm going to spend it. If it was worth $50 a month, then you know what? I'm going to spend $50 a month because I see the value in that. That's why it's really important to gauge these expenses, to take control of them, and to see where you want to put your hard-earned dollars working for you and those expenses, Jake.
My mother-in-law, I know we're getting off on a rabbit trail right now, like literally was like, I think she was questioning if I was a good husband or not because I canceled cable. Like, I feel like she was thinking that her daughter was like living in some sort of like weird oppressed situation because I literally cut the cable out because I didn't see value in it.
That's right.
I wasn't going to spend the $70 a month, and I felt like she was like literally looking down on this, like, oh, my poor little daughter doesn't have cable TV. Her husband's so mean. We don't use it.
That's
Cut
right.
the crap out if you don't need it. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once again, I'm going to say it again because it's really, really important. It's not the dollar amount; it's the mindset. Because you can do something else with that
Do you
money.
see value in it?
That's right.
And reoccurring expenses are that's the devil. You need to
right.
watch those residual costs.
I love that. The next one, number 3. So we've had variable, number 1, 2 fixed. Number 3 is intermittent. These are the ones that really hurt. Oh, when you're starting out, this is why you need to have that emergency savings. You need to have 3 to 6 months saved on top of that. Intermittent, car goes, HVAC goes. These bills you don't know when they're coming. They're coming. They're always coming. They're always coming. Well, you got your window, through a hurricane, smashed a couple windows. You need to have money put aside on that. Those are the ones you just can't budget for. And if you're doing a budget, I would what it is in multifamily, it's what we call a CapEx budget, a capital expenditure budget, where you have your money on the side, you take your owner's draw, and you put a little bit on the side for a rainy day fund. We have that for each one of our entities. We have it for Jake and Gino. We have it for all of our properties. And I have it for my living expenses. What I do is I use a whole life policy. I keep putting in there. It's a forced expense for me. I keep putting money in my whole life policy. I have cash value. So if something really happens dramatically and I need that money, I can always borrow from the cash value and replenish it whenever I need it. So figure out, intermittent, where your lifestyle is. What do you think it is? You want to put 5% away for intermittent expenses, 10%? How is your lifestyle? I don't have an expensive lifestyle where I have 17 cars, where I have a lot of stuff going on. So I don't need a lot of money budgeted for intermittent. So figure out what you need for your life.
Well, more importantly, you don't have personal debt. I think the key to all this is if you get to the point where you're paying cash for everything when you want something. And again, it's easier said than done, but early on you have to start with a minimum of 10% going to savings to reinvest. Then that grows to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is when you eradicate personal debt, you have nothing to pay every month except for your Starbucks, Amazon, and Target, which becomes peanuts, some groceries, etc. Then the game gets really interesting because all of a sudden you have very low burn rate. You have a very low burn rate, so you have very low personal costs coming out every month, high money coming in. That's when things get very interesting. You can really see that wealth snowball start to roll for yourself.
I love that. And we'd started the video with number 4, discretionary. I mean, what is a need versus a want, right? These are non-essential things that you don't need. Do you need to go out and eat 5 times a week? Maybe you go 3 times, right? Do you need to go to Starbucks every day? I'm not saying you do, you don't.
I guess my wife does.
I really hate Starbucks, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. There's just, come on. You guys are killing me. $7 for a coffee. I actually went out, and I'm going to give you a quick story. I got the little Breville machine, $600 for an espresso machine, real brand new. I didn't do it because I don't want to go out to Starbucks. I'm still going to go out and enjoy the atmosphere, the ambiance. But for me, that was a non-discretionary expense. But I'm grinding my own organic espresso beans. I love my coffee. It makes a kick-ass cappuccino, bro. The cappuccino that comes out of this machine, it's like 3 steps above the Nespresso. But years ago, if I didn't have that money, I would not have spent it on that machine. And now I'm looking at it as more of a want than a need. So just understand what your needs are and what your wants are. Put them on them. If you can afford the wants, go ahead and do it. If you can't, delay the gratification and continue to work on your needs.
This is why we have to do these video based, because I'm at Gino's house for a couple weeks per year, and ultimately I walk out 10 pounds heavier because it's literally the meals are quality, and then the espresso and everything. It's too much. But I do love the
you like the
treats when I come
espressos,
down.
right?
I don't know how you keep the weight off, dude. It's impressive. Your wife does a fantastic job.
You got 6 kids. You got to be running around, and you just got to make it happen, bro. Next week, we're going to be talking about the types of accounts, really. We're going to talk about savings, checking. We're going to talk about, money market accounts. If you like the content here, click on that like button down below. Subscribe to the Jake and Gino channel. And we just want to say, control your expenses. This is, as you start making more money, we all tend to spend more money. It doesn't have to be that way. Pull it back. There's going to become that inflection point in your life when you're like, I don't need all this stuff. Let me work on my income. And as my income's growing, don't let my expenses grow as much. Keep reinvesting in yourself. Keep reinvesting in yourself. And I will guarantee you within 3 years, that snowball is going to become so big that those expenses that you wanted, you're going to be able to buy that car. You're going to be able to afford that house without a problem. Continue to invest yourself. Know what those expenses are. And go out there. Let's make it happen, my friend.
MIH.
See everybody next week. Take care.